The Las Vegas Raiders have been a team that, quite honestly, if we look at things here, they're just so stacked. Offensively, defensively, like they have put, I got to give a lot of credit to Josh McDaniels, Dave Ziegler. There is a lot that has been going on. And, I feel like, in the entire offseason, they've added a lot of weapons. They've done a lot of great things. But to me, there's still one more thing that needs to be done. And I know we've touched on it a little bit, but it got me thinking. We've got a couple people in the comments, not Pima. I don't know what that was. People in the comments telling me, or at least saying the fact that, hey, you can't just expect to do this to a degree. And you can't just expect to have it done to a degree, have these teams built to a degree, have that offense built to a degree, because you need to shore up that offensive line. And I think that's a very good point, because in my mind, Derek Carr and Davante Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, these are all very good offensive players. But if they do not in any way fix this particular right tackle position with Brandon Parker potentially starting, that's a big problem. That's a big problem, because I think at the end of the day, they are in a position where they need to make sure they are taking care of all of their offensive needs, and that includes, in the third round, you might get Kellen Dyche, who I think, in my honest opinion, I think he needs a year before he is going to be able to be your starting franchise right tackle. And I believe that he could be a guy that's in the NFL for 5, 10, 15 years, because he's got that type of talent. He's got the size, the speed. I think one more year of adding the strength and the weight on him, I think that's exactly what you want to see. But he shouldn't be started right away. And because of that, I think the Raiders need to make a play. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know who you're going to have to trade or what you're going to have to do, but just make it happen. Get back up into the second round. Do what you got to do. Because at the end of the day, the Raiders are in a position where Abram Lucas is sitting there, possibly in the second round. If he falls to the third, run that card to them. Run that card all the way to the scorer's table or to the drafter's table, whatever, to the draft's table. Because at the end of the day, this is, in my mind, this is so important. This is so big. And I think that they have to make sure that they are making a play to make sure that they are shoring up the rest of this offensive line, because it does them no good. It does them no good to get all these offensive weapons to be able to put up all these points when in the reality of the situation is they're going to have 2 seconds to throw the football, or they're not going to have the best player out there to be able to help with run blocking and all of that. I think it does them no good. They have to find a way to get the talent they need to. They have to find a way to make sure that they are making a play for the players, especially in the second round. I know they're in the third round. They're out of the first and second. I understand that. I don't care. You have to make a play here. I think you need a stud defensive tackle that can take up double teams and a right tackle that can make plays. I think those are the two biggest needs, and that's it. I think that from on paper, this team, if they could take care of those two needs, I think that they are clearly Super Bowl contenders, and I don't think there's a question in my mind, because they are that talented, and they are going to be that fun to watch, especially with the addition of Davante Adams. Obviously, like we've touched on, Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs, and all those. So it does them no good, and it would be so frustrating to see them trade for a guy like Davante Adams, a first and a second, and just to have them, have Brandon Parker trotting out there as the starting right tackle again. It's nothing against Brandon Parker. I think he's a serviceable right tackle. I think he's good enough to get the job done, but it's the common saying, don't let good be the enemy of great. And I think the Raiders, if they do start Brandon Parker, they're going to let good be the enemy of great. This is not just good enough. You need to give a guy like Derek Carr his time. You need to make sure that Colton Miller, the blind side, you're good to go. Don't really need to worry about it. But a guy like Abram Lucas, or, again, I think if you do go the Kellen Dyche route, you need to get a guy that can start at right tackle and just take care of business, because Brandon Parker's more of a backup at this time in my mind. It's got to be Abram Lucas. It's got to be Trevor Penning. And I think at the end of the day, it's got to be one of those two guys, because those are the two most pro-ready guys, I think, that can come in and start away, make a difference in the running game, and also in the passing game as well. I think getting those two guys, also getting guys in the middle. Noah Ellis, I think, is right where the Raiders will want to be there in the 4th and 5th round. I think he's the guy they have to definitely take a shot on, because I feel like he's a guy that he's going to be slept on majorly, and maybe you could find a way to get him. But overall, he's the guy that's going to take up double teams. He's going to be a very dangerous player. But at the end of the day, The Las Vegas Raiders, they need to shore up that offensive line. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. In the description down below, you find all of our social media platforms. Give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. Let us know what you guys think about the Las Vegas Raiders needing to shore up the rest of that offensive line.